Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. I've got a bit of a different video, and it might be a series that's going to go on in my channel. I'll be discussing the AFL news, the latest news that's going on with a fellow YouTuber, Mitch Ryan. So,
g'day fellas.
So Mitch Ryan, if you haven't subscribed to him, definitely check him out. He makes really good content. There'll also be a celebrity heads video on his channel as well. So we might make this weekly, fortnightly, who knows. But in this video, we'll be discussing all the latest news that's been going on as of round one, which we don't know if that's going to be happening. So yeah, both of us will be discussing all the latest news and relevant topics, and there's going to be a lot to cover. So it might be a bit longer than my usual video, but let's just get right into it.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Alright, so the first thing we'll probably discuss really is just round one. Is it going to go on?
Yeah. It's really interesting. I'm not sure what exactly is going to happen. Obviously, when this video goes up, you guys will probably know as to what's happening with round one. But I do think round one will go ahead. All the players have said they're keen to play, so yeah.
Well, they haven't called it yet. It's currently Tuesday as we are filming. It will be released Thursday, so you guys will know the answer when the video is released. Wednesday is the day they're going to do it. Hopefully they do continue. I reckon they will, but I'm not too sure. I know On The Couch and AFL 360, most of the panel reckon that they'll still continue. But yeah, we just have to wait really for tomorrow.
It'll be interesting because they'll probably announce if the season's going to be a 17 game season, or now I think the CEO of the AFL has said that the AFL are pushing for a 22 game competition. I'm not sure how it's all going to work, if they're going to have to reschedule the whole fixture.
Yeah, might have to make games every 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
Because there'll have to be delays at one stage. Every other major sporting leagues basically having their season delayed, so AFL will pretty soon, I'd have to say.
I saw the NRL's continuing on as well, so it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, I heard the NBL grand finals
has
cancelled, which is so interesting.
Are they going to delay it now, or?
Well, they said that the Perth Wildcats might just be the winners. They might just get given the winners because they're leading 2-1. So they might just automatically just get the victory, but I'm not too sure. They're discussing it later.
Yeah. Well, it is a very difficult situation for all sports at the moment, so yeah.
Yeah, 17 games, if you guys didn't know already. Yesterday they announced that 17 games are going to be played, so each team will play each other once, and they have discussed that they might have to delay the season until May, maybe June, even July almost. Obviously with no crowds, as you guys would have already known, because gatherings more than 500 banned in Australia as of Monday. So yeah, what are your thoughts on that, the no crowd?
No crowd, it's obviously not ideal, but I think a 17 round competition is fair, because obviously everybody plays each other once. I mean, it's not the ideal solution to a fair fixture. There's been a lot of talk about changing the fixture up and adding more teams into the competition. So if the 17 game season was to go ahead, it'd be very interesting to see, how teams will go based on who they play, and to see if it is fair. So yeah, it'll be quite interesting.
I guess it's also a bit of an advantage for the teams who have a tougher draw, who have to play the top 8 teams more regularly, because now they're just playing each team once.
Yeah.
So I think St Kilda had a pretty easy draw, so it's going to give us a bit more of a disadvantage.
Yeah. But, I saw Hawthorn, they apparently have the hardest draw, and West Coast. I don't think it would affect West Coast too much, but Hawthorn, I think they got the hardest draw last year as well. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Yeah. They're one of those teams who's on the sort of verge of making the 8, potentially top 4. So it'll be interesting to see how they go this year if the 17 game season was to go ahead.
Yeah, it will be interesting. I've heard discussions from a couple of people, one, Geordie and Sam, about they're maybe making all games played in Melbourne instead of interstate, because obviously with no crowds, they reckon if they travel every week could increase the spread of the virus. I don't reckon. I mean, I'm all right with the idea, but I reckon they'll probably have to play games interstate. I just don't see it working.
Yeah,
to be
it's
honest.
probably not ideal with all the games being played in Melbourne. You know, teams don't have their facilities to train.
Yeah, fixtures.
Where do they stay?
And like if
they're away from their family as well.
And if that happens, then they'll have to have one game at MCG, one game at Marvel, meaning most games will probably be played every day. There'll be Wednesday night matches, Tuesday night, and just be a bit chaotic.
I just saw, I'm not sure if this is true, but apparently the AFL has confirmed a mini draft, so they can draft some players to top up their list, and I saw Dale Thomas was quite happy about it. He reckons he's a chance, he wants to get picked up by the Pies, so could be quite interesting.
So is this maybe former players who retired could maybe come back for the
or
club?
People who didn't get drafted this year. I know there was a few good players who missed out on this year's draft, and also people who have just been delisted or retired. I'm not 100% sure if that's true, but I did see that one of the 7 AFL reporters did say that, so yeah.
I did also hear that apparently all local leagues, like VFL, state leagues, I'm pretty sure cancelled all season.
Yeah.
VFL.
Yeah.
So it'll be not too sure what's going to happen to players if they want to get back in the side if they can't prove themselves in the seconds. So
yeah,
not too sure about that.
That's another thing though.
And then also
Yes, you go.
I was just going to say also for next year's draft or this year's, if there are no TAC Cups or leagues like that going on, it's going to be I'm not too sure how they're going to find the talent for this year or all of that.
Yeah, so I was thinking about that as well, the TAC Cup. How will that go ahead? And obviously they've only can go on what they've seen last year, and some players will only have their breakout year this year, so they're going to have to think of a solution.
They've got to have to play at least some games. And also local leagues like My Footy, I know for at least definite that next 2 weeks cancelled, might be longer, which is annoying, I'm sure, for everyone who's playing footy.
I think Fox Footy put out on their one of their news articles, they were talking about how it was about 10 different junior and senior leagues across Victoria have been cancelled or at least postponed. So my league's been cancelled as well, and also I think the AFL have said that they'd rather local teams not actually go to training.
Yeah.
So
they said something about 3 months or something, 10 weeks is what the maximum or the minimum, but then leagues can make their own decisions. They don't have to follow what the AFL are saying. So I heard the EFL, one of those 8 EFL, is going to be cancelled either all season or most of it, but I'm not too sure about my league. Don't even know what the league is, but I'm not too sure about that.
Yeah, no, that'll be interesting to see what happens with that, and also the TAC Cup through those all those players who have trained all their life, and now their draft year's just been
ruined.
Pretty much, not 100% sure, but
ruined
and taken away from them. So,
and I guess there was also discussions about Carlton playing their games at Princess Park, since no crowds. They wanted to play their games there, so.
Yeah, so I think it'll be interesting to see. I would even like to see Carlton play some games against the Giants and Suns and some of the smaller interstate clubs at Icon Park. Eventually, they might have to refurbish it, do a few things to fix it up. But it'd be good to see Carlton play some games without any crowds at their
it would be interesting to see footy back at maybe other local grounds, such as, I don't know if they're going to do it for other teams, maybe St Kilda play games at Moorabbin, not too sure. Don't reckon that'll happen. It's not like it will mean much because the fans won't be able to go. So I reckon they'll probably just stick to the normal grounds. and obviously they'll have to change the fixtures for the coming months. And
I saw the Brisbane CEO said that Brisbane will lose $5 million from not having any crowds at their game, so that'll obviously significantly affect their clubs. Also, why the players might have to take a pay cut.
20% I heard, and like all clubs, receiving millions of dollars of losses, and as well as the AFL. Apparently, like something close to like $1 million or something like that dollars lost per every game lost, pretty much. So that's why the AFL are wanting, like, pushing for a good season, like 17 games, and also 22 they might have because of the money that they'll lose without games. Like if they cancel the season, only play maybe if they don't play any games, it'll be very detrimental. And
it's going to be very interesting to see how it plays out with all these crowd situations, and to see if the season does go on in some sort of way. But I do think the season will go on. It might be very different. Well, it is going to be very different to how your normal season will be.
Very bizarre watching the game. No crowd, no atmosphere. I'm not. It will never happen again. I don't think it's ever happened in AFL or VFL where games have been played in front of empty stadiums in my recent memories. That's for sure.
Yeah, it'll be one positive thing, even though it's hard to take a little positive thing out of this, but it'd be interesting to hear the players talking in the game and stuff, which is something you normally don't hear. You hear it at VFL games.
Yeah, local games.
But it'll be interesting to see how some of the players, like Trent Cotchin and Scott Pendlebury, lead their team, and some of the directions they give to other players. That'll be one interesting fact of there being no crowds at the game.
Probably also help coaches, because they can do their coaching from the bench, and players will be able to hear them a lot better. With the crowd, coaches aren't able to get one-on-one talk. They need to get the runner out, but it'll allow for more tactics, I guess, quicker communication between coaches and players, which of the very small positives, that's, I guess, one of them. And also they might have 17-minute quarters, I got told about that. So I'm not too sure if they're going to go ahead with that, or if they're just going to go with a 20-minute with the time on. But it looks like 17 minutes might be what it's going to turn out.
Yeah. I personally think the best option is to have the 17-team competition and keep everything the same. We don't get to see as much footy, but it's going to be a fair competition, and that's why I reckon it's probably the best. It's the ideal situation.
How do you reckon? Do you reckon that people will be able to get to games eventually this year? When do you reckon the time frame would be where fans are allowed to go to games?
To be honest, I reckon around June will be the time where the virus starts slowing down, and the AFL talk about getting crowds back to games. It could be even later, June, July. I think that's a sort of time frame.
Then, but
I don't know. We'll have to see. Hopefully, if we do go into lockdown, that should slow it down, like we've seen with China. China's cases, I think they only had 3 cases or something of the virus yesterday. So
they're slowing down a lot.
That took them to. They're slowing down a lot. It's probably July, August. That's when I think the virus will start slowing down. But
down on a downward spiral by the final series. Because if there's an empty if the grand final is still viruses around, then I don't know what's going to happen about empty grand final. That'll be very interesting.
Yeah, you can't. It would be a shocking year for your team to win the premiership if there was. In front of no fans, a disrupted season, but hopefully we still get to see some footy being played.
Go over one more thing related to the coronavirus quickly, and it's just about Scott Pendlebury. You guys might, you'd probably already know by now, but he's not positive, but he's negative for coronavirus, so that's a good thing. That means the season for round 1 can still continue, because we all know that if a player gets it, then the season's automatically just going to be delayed for a while.
Yeah, there is a bit of a flying effect, I think. If one player, say Scott Pendlebury, was to actually test positive to the coronavirus, that would probably mean a few other players at Collingwood would be affected, and then they would have the virus. So, yeah, it wouldn't be ideal if a player did test positive. I think they just have to shut down the competition immediately, and I think Gillon McLaughlin's already said if a player was to test positive, they just have to cancel the round.
So I guess we've got, there's still a lot more. There would be a lot more to cover on the coronavirus and all that, but we'll finish the this video off with a bit of other topics. So I guess you can start off with AFL Evolution 2.
Yeah, AFL Evolution 2. Yeah, so I think it's being released on April 23rd, and the graphics I saw look a lot better than they did for the past 2 AFL games. It'll be quite interesting seeing that game being released. It'll be a bit of fun, especially if we're all stuck in our own houses. We just get to...
Presuming that time period there'll be no AFL, I guess it would be good for Wicked Witch, I guess, more sales. I'll definitely get the game, be playing it. We'll be making videos on it as well. Probably a weekly series, since there are no games. It's going to free up a lot more content, potential content to make. So
have our own AFL Evolution.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Instead.
A YouTuber comp could be on the cards if we need.
Yeah, it'd be.
But yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be a good game to get out. I think you can pre-order it now. So from JB High Five and EB Games. So yeah, I'm probably going to pre-order it, and I'm definitely excited to play the game.
I want to get it on the release date. So yeah, if I get the game on the release date, more people, I guess, would tune in. Equates to more views, I guess. But yeah, I'm not too sure how much it costs. I watched the trailer, but that's all really I know about Evo 2. Probably $99 is my guess.
Yeah, I think that's what the last one costs. I'd assume AFL Evolution, the first one, would be on a sale now, considering the new one's coming out. But yeah, hopefully it's worth the money.
$99. Well, obviously, since I said before, we'll be probably staying home at that stage, so we would have a lot more time on our hands to play the games. Yeah, there'll be probably a heap of people just on the game, which would be good. Haven't had that for a while. Just everyone playing PlayStation. I haven't played
2K
PlayStation in a while. But yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be pretty fun, and I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah, definitely collaborations with AFL Evo might be happening this year.
Definitely.
AFL Evolution, coronavirus, we might quickly cover, which I know a lot of you subscribers do know about, the new team coach cards were released on March 12th for Victoria, March 16th for all states. So if you guys don't already know this, they're available at every stores or everywhere in Australia, all stores, and have them. And yeah, the cards are pretty good. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's interesting. There's a big debate about which card's better,
team coach
cards or team select. Yeah, so for me, I've only got one packet of select this season. One thing I do like about select is they have more variants of cards and different rarities. That's one thing I do like about select. Team coach, although it is pretty good, I think their Magic and Star Wilds and Trophy cards are a pretty good concept. Yeah,
they've been very popular throughout the years. Yeah, with Select, if you guys don't know, they have added a lot more cards in, so you can get these showstoppers of 1 in every 2 boxes. So a lot more variants in cards, and as you guys probably do know, Select are more of the collector's card, whilst Team Coach are more for kids and all that. But yeah, that's one of the examples of the card they had this year. And I have gotten more Select cards. As of now, I probably prefer the Select cards, but I'd like to get some hands on some Team Coach, the Magic World and the Stars.
Yeah. Yeah, I've made a couple of videos on Team Coach cards.
Make sure you
because
check
that's
it
what
out.
I've grown up collecting. Yeah, that's what I've grown up collecting, and select. Although now I think I just got a select pack today, and I was thinking, they've got a few more different variants in cards, and I think the more collectors cards are for me. So
definitely.
I think I'll start to collect a little bit more of select now. But I'll continue to get Team Coach as well.
Yeah, I've been getting both types basically since I was really started when I was very young. So, and you guys probably would have known that I did start the channel off solely opening packs of cards, and I know I've diversed into all areas of AFL. But yeah, obviously footy cards, with all what's going on, no footy, I guess we can focus a bit more onto collect or increasing our collection and all that, I guess.
Yeah, it'll be a good little thing, as well as AFL Evolution and collecting footy cards. If footy doesn't go on, it's a good little side thing to, keep sort of doing footy stuff.
So there'll be videos on that, probably going to be increasing, like more frequent, especially once the footy season does go on hold, and we don't really know how long that's going to be. Could be 3-4 weeks, could be 2 months, could be end of the season, we don't know.
Yeah. So hopefully we get some footy played. That's all I'm really hoping for.
All we want.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, definitely. And that's going to wrap up this week's video, or this week's series of the don't really have a name. It's not like I was going to say we thought this was a bit similar to like podcasts, but it's clearly not as long, but it's a bit like in a style of a podcast. Yeah,
it's a mini version of a podcast.
Mini version. We obviously aren't experienced, so we're not very good at this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But we'll get better, because we are hoping to get this into a series. Next time we do this, Mitch will have a News One video on his channel, and I might do my own different video, like he's going to be doing with a celebrity head video as well.
Yeah. So thanks everyone for watching this video as well. Make sure to subscribe to Cardman as well.
Subscribe to Mitch Ryan. All the links will be in the description. If you guys are new to this channel, make sure to subscribe, leave a like to the video for more AFL content, and I guess more news over this topic if it develops. So appreciate you guys all for the support, and I'll see you guys soon.